Okay, so this is the Bosiwo wireless IP camera. The first thing you want to do when you get it is actually install the micro SD card. To do that, you can see the two screws underneath the camera. So firstly, undo these two screws. So underneath there, then there's a little slot where the SD card will go in. So you should hear it clicking when it's secure. Yeah, there we go. So that's secure now. If you screw cover back on, make sure your rubber is connected as well, so that stops the rain going into the camera. You don't want that. So screw this back on securely. There we go. So now we've installed the SD card, we're going to go ahead and add the camera into the app. Firstly, make sure you've got your camera powered on, so that's the power cable. This is your Ethernet cable, make sure that's plugged into your router. Just to confirm, the middle cable here is actually your reset button, so if you need to change your camera or set it back to factory settings, then you use this button. Keep your finger on it for 10 seconds to make sure it does a complete reset. So next we're going to look at the app. This is the MICP app. You need to download this from your store to add your camera in. As you can see, I've already got a camera installed for the back garden. So we're going to set up a new one. So firstly, I'm going to click the plus button at the top. And then it gives you a list of all the different device types that you can set up. Because we've got the Ethernet cable plugged in, it's already found the device, as you can see at the top there. So if you click on that, there's your camera. So you would just click the add button. So now it's asking for that camera's password, and the default password is admin. So just type in admin and click add. There we go. Now it's asking you to set a new password. So give it a secure password. And apply that. Okay, so now it's asking you to connect to the Wi-Fi network. So if you click the end arrow here, it'll give you a list of all the Wi-Fi networks around you. So choose your Wi-Fi network, and then you need to enter the password for that Wi-Fi network. And click apply for that. So that's just connecting to your network now. And now it's asking for a device ID. So basically this is a name for you to set, so you know where the camera's located, or what, you know, a specific camera for you. So I'm going to call it front garden. There we go. Apply that. Select your time zone. I'm in the UK, so I'm going to choose London and apply that. Right, now sometimes here at this point it actually freezes a little bit, so sometimes it's easier just to click the back button, click apply, click in the time zone, then you've got London, click apply, and it should go through this time. There we go. Click OK. And there we are. So this is your new camera on the right hand side. Okay, so now we've set up the camera in the app, let's look at the settings for that camera. Click on the settings button. Now go down to the SD card, let's take a look at that and make sure it's set on activate. Give it a format so it's nice and clean. There we go, and click save. Done. Okay, so come out of there then, back to the menu, and let's look at record. So here you've got two settings. You've got continuous recording, so that's just constant recording all the time, or you've got event recording. So if a motion detection is picked up, then it will start recording. So let's look at the motion detection. Make sure it's on enable recording and set a schedule. So there's a schedule there for midnight till midnight, 7 days a week. So that's constant. So whenever it detects any motion, it's going to record. So if you enter your schedule in there, then just click save. Okay. So here you've got different recording modes. So your normal recording mode will record 4 days worth on a 32 gig memory card, whereas superior recording mode will record 10 days and advanced recording mode will record 15 days. Now the difference there is that the more days that you can record over, the less video quality you're going to get on those recordings. So let's just leave it on advanced recording mode for now. Let's save that. There we go. So let's look at alarm next. So if you want to be notified if there's any motion detection, click on alarm. Click on motion detection and make sure enable alarm is selected, which it already is. And then you've got your schedule of when you want to be alerted. So that's midnight to midnight, 7 days a week. That's fine by me. So save your schedule. Okay. Now if you come right out of the app, sorry, not the app, at the settings, go to the main menu where all the cameras are and click the menu button there and go to notification center. Make sure you've got sound on, make sure you've got vibration on, and select a ringtone you'd like to be notified when there is motion detected. So you've got different options here. I think 6 is a good one. So lock screen notification. So basically, if your tablet or your phone is in sleep mode or your screen is off, it's still going to show you a notification. So it's going to run in the background basically. So make sure that's selected because you want to be notified even if you haven't got the app open. So select that, then go back. Go back again. Go back again. Now let's go back into the camera settings. So there we go. Now if you go to OSD, so here's your settings here. Do you want any text on the display? Say yes to that. So you can put the camera's nickname in there if you wish. So your nickname is going to be the location of your camera. So front garden, back garden, front door, shed, anything you want. And if you want the date to be displayed as well, there's a setting and the date format. So as I'm in the UK, I'll be using that date format there. And I want to use the 24-hour clock too. Days on display, yep, and then save that. Okay, come back. Motion detection. So this is basically setting your sensitivity of the camera. So, you know, you probably want it more sensitive in the night than you do in the day, because if there's people walking past all the time, or you've got a dog going out the garden or a cat, then in the daytime you want to keep it quite low. I don't know, keep it about 50 or thereabouts, and 90 I would say is a good setting for the night time, and save that. If you go into more, you've got some different settings there. I'm going to set it to 60 Hertz, save that, and go back. Now if you did want to do a reset on here, if you go into System, you can click the Restore to Factory Settings there. I'm not going to go through it now because we're just setting it up at the moment. But there's the option to do it, and there's the restart the device should you need to restart the camera. So come back out of there. If you need to set the date and time, we've already done that on initial setup. So the time zone is on London, so we don't need to do anything there. Now if we go back into record again and set continuous recording, enable continuous recording, and then save. So basically what that's going to do now is just permanently record all the time. Okay, so now we've looked at the settings of the camera, let's look at the cloud storage. So click on cloud storage, click on activate cloud storage, click on activate cloud storage space. So you're being asked there to scan the code you've been given, or manually enter the activation code. Click on manually enter. Now if you contact support, they'll give you a 1 month free trial for cloud storage. And they'll give you a code and you need to enter it in here. So click on the activate, there we go. Okay, so what it's doing is, because we're adding cloud storage, it's telling us that the camera has been restored to factory setting. So we need to press OK to that. So it's binded successfully. So now we've got storage for that camera. There we go. Watch. So there's nothing on there yet. But if you come out of the settings now, what you'll see is that here, this is where the cloud storage will store any recordings for you. You can click in there and you can click on the calendar there and just select which date you want to look at. Now if we look at the cloud storage for my back garden, which is already set up, click on calendar, let's look at today's. So there's all today's recordings, and you can filter those recordings too. So by event, so if you've had any events come up within your recordings, they'll come up on the filter. You can select snapshot or video, or select all even. And if you go into the settings of that, there you can renew your monthly setup fees, share or unbind. And that's really it for cloud storage. So let's look at the recordings for day and night. So we're looking at my back garden camera now. So let's look at that nighttime recording. There we go. Click play. Look at the quality on that. It's very good quality. You probably can't see it so well on the recording, but it's very clear. And if we go back and let's look at the daytime recording. Yeah. Press play. There we go. Very, very clear. I'm really happy with that. There we go. Let's have a look what happens with motion alert. So I'm going to put my hands in front of the camera. There we go. And there's an example of how you'll be notified if you get any motion detected.